Hi there. Now we're going to do lesson 128. The world I see holds nothing that I want. The world you see holds nothing that you need to offer you. Nothing that you can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give you joy. Let's read this again. The world you see holds nothing that you need to offer you. Nothing that you can use in any way, nor anything at all that serves to give you joy. Believe this thought, and you are saved from years of misery, from countless disappointments, and from hopes that turn to bitter ashes of despair. When Ken and I were going through some tough times because he had given me so many things. He was much better off than I was and was paying for things. I didn't ask him to do this. He even offered to pay for my part of my children's allowance. He offered constantly to cover this, cover that, cover the repair of my car. I mean, I was like, whoa, this is amazing. This man that I adore wants to take care of everything for me, cherishing me. It was incredible. But then what began to happen is when his ego got activated and his fears began to kick in, jealousy, thinking that I was cheating him for his money, he began to pull those things. My ego got activated and began to be afraid of these things being taken away because I began to rely on them. Obviously, that was my thing to look at, my forgiveness journey. Look at the fears that got instilled in that. And when I became dependent on these things that he was giving me, I began to realize, oh my gosh, I've imprisoned myself. I've made all of these bars with all of these things that are supposed to keep me safe. And this husband who's supposed to cherish me and share what he said he was going to share now wants to take things away. That's when I began to realize, wow, I made those things have meaning. And I then needed to begin to clean up the mess that I had created. And this tells us I had to go through so much forgiveness work, and through this was years, by the way, years of looking at all of the things that were being taken away because he took them little by little. So it prolonged the suffering. It was so wild. So many times that I said, okay, I'm done. I'm going to give it all up. And he would say, no, I'm going to change. And then 6 months, I would say, I'm done. I'm going to give it up. No, I will change. But each time he took something else away. So at the end of the time together, there was only like 2 or 3 things that he was paying for, like my cell phone bill. Anyways, I knew he loved doing things for me, but it was always a punishment came with it if I wanted to do something other than what he wanted me to do. Anyways, if you begin to realize that nothing out there gives you joy, when somebody wants to take it away, you say, all right, let it go. Let it go. If they give it back to you, say, okay. If they take it away, no problem. So I was only able to do that towards the end, but in the beginning, when he would take it away, it was suffering for me. So I had to see that I had made those things important. Sentence number 3. No one but must accept this thought as true if he would leave the world behind and soar beyond its petty scope and little ways. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Paragraph 2. Each thing you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this, for everything must serve the purpose you have given it until you see a different purpose there. So when you're stuck with a job and you say that this is the only job that you want, you're going to suffer if they fire you. If you're attached to your child and you believe that that's the only source of happiness and your child gets sick and dies, you're going to suffer. If you're attached to a marriage, to the money in the marriage, to a house, to a car, to a status, to a certain way of looking, to your face, to, if you have a disfigurement or something, if you're attached to anything, you're going to suffer because your identity is connected to that thing. So when that thing appears to be taken away, you're going to feel like your joy, your safety, your abundance, your peace, your love is being taken away from you. That's why the world I see holds nothing that I want, including this body that you see. Not this body as in me, but your own body. So paragraph 2, sentence 3. The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by. The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by. without delaying to perceive some hope where there is no hope. Experience the now moment, now, now, now. It's like you're standing still as a presence of awareness and let life go by. Oh, first grade went by. Oh, second grade went by. Third grade, middle school, high school. Oh, you're the presence of awareness watching things go by. The first boyfriend, the second boyfriend, the third boyfriend, the first husband, the second wife, the third wife, the house, the job, the this, the that, the money, the friends. Let it go by. Let it go by so you remain the changeless presence of awareness here, witnessing that the world that appears to be outside of you is nothing but a world that changes. Things just keep going round and round, and you keep trying to chase them. You're never going to catch what is not meant to be caught, because the ego has created a projection of things that are good, that are always seem to be moving. They always keep changing places. So our work is to know that the world I see holds nothing that I want. Sentence number 4 in paragraph 2. Be you deceived no more. Be you deceived no more. The world you see holds nothing that you want. It's why when I told Ken do the post-nup, I meant it. And that was not satisfying enough. And in the post-nup, I wanted nothing. I wanted him to give me nothing. I asked for nothing whatsoever. Eventually, he gifted me a car, and eventually he gifted me some stock, but not because I asked for it, because I knew this is his, this is not mine. I don't need it. Escape today the chains you place upon your mind when you perceive salvation here. In the world I see holds nothing that I want. If that's not your salvation, the world of moving parts you're gonna suffer when it moves and it yanks your chain. Paragraph 3, sentence number 2. For what you value, you make part of you as you perceive yourself. My house, my car, my money, my bank account, my husband, my wife, my child, my job, my country, my football team. All things you seek to make your value greater in your sight limit you further, hide your worth from you, and add another bar across the door that leads to true awareness of yourself. I loved the lake house that we bought. Ken bought it because I wanted it. And when we got divorced, he said he would leave the lake house in my name. Wonderful. And then he decided he wanted to take the lake house. It was all his. My name needed to come off. Okay, wonderful. No issues. I had no issues with it. Later on, he said he wanted to add my name back at it. Wonderful. And then he decided he didn't want it. Wonderful. So towards the end of the 3 years after we got divorced, that we were sort of kind of boyfriend, girlfriend, the energy was just, of the relationship was just running out. And I loved him so much. I had come back to loving him like I did when I first met him. That I did not have to not be his girlfriend. I did not have to not be with him, because there was nobody else I was looking for. I just didn't want to live with him because it was too much drama. I was not interested in that. And what I began to realize is a little part of me was attached to the lake. And I had to go through a process of letting go of the lake. And it was so beautiful, because when he told me he had a girlfriend and the relationship was totally, completely done and over with, I was so relieved. It was done, finally. And then I found this tinge of attachment to the lake. And I had to go to the lake and say goodbye. And even though he said, you can still come and use the lake, I knew that's not going to work. I know how he operates. It's going to be a reward and it's going to get taken away. I don't want to go through that. I understand the game with him now. So I went and had a ceremony. I thanked the lake for all the wonderful memories, for all of the learnings, for all of the times that I got to enjoy it and bring my friends and teach classes there that were absolutely magical and beautiful, and miracles happened. So many healing miracles. And I released it and forgave myself for being attached to it. It's been 6 months or so. I have no need to go back. It's not necessary. It's just so beautiful. And that's awareness of who I am, because I am the lake. I am Ken. I am God. I am the rose. I am everything. So nothing was taken from me. That's what's so beautiful. My wholeness has remained intact here. Paragraph 4. Let nothing that relates to body thoughts delay your progress to salvation, nor permit temptation to believe the world holds anything you want to hold you back. Nothing is here to cherish. Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain, one moment of uncertainty and doubt. The worthless offer nothing. Certainty of worth cannot be found in worthlessness. So when Ken and I got divorced, when we did the post-nup, and I said for him I didn't want anything. I did have my attorney add a paragraph, as I've shared before, that my self-worth had nothing to do with my net worth. That I got so much from this relationship that was not measurable. It's priceless. It's in my heart. It's in my growth. It's in awarenesses. It's in shifts and miracles. It was absolutely magical. It was upsetting to him that I had that paragraph put in, but it was important to me because it's the only thing that I wanted to convey, and I knew he believes things that are in writing. He believes the laws of the world that say a legal piece of paper is binding and is serious and it's important and it's the truth. So I put my truth in his little piece of paper that some person signed who believed that they had more authority than somebody else, called a judge. So I just played the game of the world and allowed his laws to be important to him. But it was just important for me to state what was really my truth. Paragraph 5. Today we practice letting go all thoughts of value we have given to the world. We leave it free of purpose. We gave it its aspects and its phases and its dreams. We hold its purposeless within our mind. We hold it purposeless within our minds and loosen it from all we wish it were. We're cutting the binds, we're cutting the ties. Thus, we do lift the chains that bar the door to freedom from the world and go beyond all little values and diminished goals. It's not that we're not going to love the world, that we're not going to love the planet. It's just that we're going to stop being attached to things. You don't have to have that favorite vacation place, and if you don't vacation there, then you're miserable. We're moving to a time when we're going to be able to go anywhere on this planet and know that we're going to be welcome there, where we're not going to need to get permission to walk on land that God gave us. We're not going to be subdividing and having to pay for pieces of property that God gave us. We're moving towards a time when things outside of us are not going to have value, because we're shifting our mind to be able to then project a world that we will see that is going to be beautiful and full of grace and full of sharing and caring and cooperation and collaboration. It's going to be a world made so beautiful. We're moving in that direction as we're in the midst of cleaning up what has not been working. The separation, the division, the haves, the have-nots, these deserve it, these don't deserve it, these are better, these are lesser, the judges and then the accused, all of those things are going to change. It's going to take time, because we're using time to undo what took time to create, but we're moving towards a world of transparency where rules and boundaries and chains won't be necessary. Why? Because we'll know that we're always loving ourselves. We're taking care of everything for ourselves. The kindness that we will have for others is because we want to feel that in our own hearts. Paragraph 6. Pause and be still a little while and see how far you rise above the world. When you release your mind from chains and let it seek the level where it finds itself at home. Let the world find its level. Let your mind find its level, and you will see that we're all going to level off as equals. This planet is alive because God is the planet. God is the energy of the planet. When we release the planet, anything in the world from making us happy, we release the planet to be itself happy again. Paragraph 6 still, sentence 2. It will be grateful to be free a while. It knows where it belongs. The world knows where it belongs. The planet knows where it belongs. But free its wings and it will fly in sureness and enjoy to join its holy purpose. Let it rest in its creator, there to be restored to sanity, to freedom, and to love. I release Ken, no more attachments to Ken. I release his checking account, no more attachment to his checking account. God will take care of it. Holy Spirit will walk with him. If he's meant to wake up in this lifetime, great. If he's not, great, because he is me. There were things that couldn't wake me up, and there were other things that could. Maybe with his new girlfriend or the next girlfriend, he will experience that. But I know that he, just like me, is one with God, either remembering that or not. The illusion is just the suffering that we create for ourselves, and I love him too much. I love everybody too much for me to be suffering, because I want people to see me joyful, so they can see that there is truth to what I experienced, that there is truth to my path. Not that I need them to see it, by the way. Sentence number 7. Give it 10 minutes rest 3 times today, the world that you see. And when your eyes are opened afterwards, you will not value anything you see as much as when you looked at it before. Your whole perspective on the world will shift by just a little every time you let your mind escape its chains. Do this exercise 10 minutes, a couple times today, 3 times today. Close your eyes and know that nothing out there has any value. That's why I was able to sell my house after we got divorced. I just let it go. I didn't want to be attached. I didn't want to have it. Then from there, I went to an apartment, downsizing. I took steps little by little, and then I let the apartment go, and I lived with some friends who took me into their basement free of charge, so generous. And then when they sold their house, that time came up. I went and rented a room at a friend's house. Beautiful, lovely. I don't want a whole lot. It's just been so amazing letting go and trusting, just because it's what I wanted to do. It's what I more than wanted to do, is what I was guided to do, to see how safe I am in the mind of God, because all of it is the mind of God. My friend with the room is the mind of God. My friend with the basement is the mind of God. My old house was the mind of God. So I'm just testing out all these different ways of being safe and secure and knowing I'm in the mind of God regardless of where I am, so that nothing out there is important to me. What is important is that I am at peace no matter where I am. So the world is not where it belongs. The world is not where it belongs. And you belong where it would be, and where it goes to rest when you release it from the world. Your guide is sure. Holy Spirit is sure. Open your mind to him. Be still and rest. Protect your mind throughout the day as well. And when you think you see some value in an aspect or an image of the world, refuse to lay this chain upon your mind, but tell yourself with quiet certainty, this will not tempt me to delay myself. The world I see holds nothing that I want. Dan holds nothing that I want, my new boyfriend. Yes, have there been temptations? Have there been thoughts that, oh, maybe this one is it? Why didn't he call me? Why didn't he do this? Why didn't he blah, blah, blah? Because my mind would like to attach meaning to him, would like to attach responsibility to him for my joy, and I know better. So my work is to forgive myself when I do that. Many times I tell I tell Dan, please forgive me for putting this responsibility on you. Please forgive me for this expectation that I just laid upon you. And then I forgive myself for doing that. Why? Because I don't want to be tempted into delaying my freedom. And now for me, I abide in my freedom. But every time I attach myself with a thought, I lose my freedom. I pull myself out, even if it's for 5 seconds. That's 5 seconds too many. When the peace of God is so delicious, the joy of God is so delicious, why would I do that? When the world I see holds nothing that I want. Thanks for being in this lesson with me. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.